Hello everyone, welcome to .NETMirror channel. In our last video, we looked at building web APIs using the traditional control-based approach. Today, we are taking a major step forward into a more modern, lightweight way of building services, ASP.NET Core Minimal APIs. In this video, we'll understand what is an web API. We will try to create minimal APIs within the Visual Studio, which will have the CRUD operations, which will go and create, read, update, and delete to the SQL database. And I will show you the end-to-end demo. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated with our latest Azure and .NET videos. Before we dive into the code, let's quickly recap. ASP.NET Core Web API is a cross-platform open source framework designed specially for building HTTP-based services. Think of it as a bridge that allows your services to talk to everything from the mobile apps and web frontends like React or Blazor to IoT devices. It's the ideal framework for creating RESTful applications on the .NET platform. In modern ASP.NET Core, you have two main choices for building these APIs. There is a control based approach which uses classes and attributes to group actions. Then there is a minimal API approach. Minimal API allows you define your routes and logic directly into your program.cs using the Lambda expressions. This approach is high performance and perfect for building lean microservices. In today's video, we will set up a minimal API project in the Visual Studio. Then we will implement full CRUD operations, create, read, update, and delete using the ADO.NET approach for direct database control. Finally, we will test all our endpoints using the built-in .http file support within the Visual Studio. When it comes to minimal APIs, these are introduced in .NET 6 with minimal dependencies. These are ideal for microservices and small features. It uses program.cs as the single entry point and no controllers folders are needed. Instead of attributes like HTTP GET, we use extension methods on the app object. We use map get to fetch the data, map post to create, map put to update, and map delete to remove the records. And if you look at the below image where I have the code, it has minimal APIs which has to read the certifications, and to get the certification I will provide the end-to-end demo. Let's get into the demo. So I have Visual Studio open. Let's create a new project. Let's select ASP.NET Core Web API. Let's name it as CRUD Minimal API. In this step, make sure you don't select use controllers, which creates minimal APIs. Let's create. Yeah, now if you see here, the minimal APIs project is created and you don't see any folder called controllers. Instead of that, in the program.cs itself, once the create builder is created, once the app is built, you have your summaries and there is a weather forecast, and directly the APIs are created within the program.cs. So let's run this application. Yeah, now the application is running. Go to the .http file to test our endpoint. Yeah, let's go and make a request to the weather forecast get API. If you see here, the send request is retrieving the weather forecast data. And if you look at the code, this is your endpoint map get. Basically, it's a get call. It's trying to return weather forecast data. So on top of this endpoint, let's try to create our CRUD operations. So in my previous video, I used this particular source code and I'm going to copy the model and data folder over here. So let's go to the project. Yeah, now I've copied data and the model. Let's look at it. Yeah, now let's add a package. So Yeah, now the package is added. Let's get the connection. Let's add the connection. This connection is connecting to my local SQL Express learning database. And if you go here, I have a learning database and I have a certification data which I already inserted. Let's go to the code. Now in the program.cs, let's add. Now we have injected the DAL service. Yeah, now we have added a get call which is trying to return all the certifications. And if you look at the code, it will try to return all certifications. So now let's go and test this. So in the endpoint explorer, if you refresh, our get endpoint will come. So now let's generate the request. Yeah, now if you see here, this data is coming from the database, and how this is working is within the program.cs, we made one map get which is trying to return all certification from our data access layer. In this way, I have the existing endpoints. Let me put here. So these for the post to create certifications, and this is to go and update our certification, and this is to delete the certification. So these are the CRUD operations. Now let's go to the HTTP file. I have copied other endpoints. Let's test them. So let's make a post call. We are trying to send AWS as a certificate to our database. Yeah, now this is created. Let's see. Let's make an previously we made a get call for all certification. Now we are trying to send specific to the code. So let's send that. So it's a 200. Okay. Now you got get response as well. Now let's see from the database as well. Yeah, within the database now it is available. Let's do one put call where we are going to update the description to v2. Let's send the request. Yeah, it is done. And if you check the database, and now it is v2. Let's check the delete endpoint. This is the code. Let's make a request. Now it's 204, and if you go and check the database, it is deleted. In this way you can make your all operations via minimal APIs within the program.cs, and you don't need to use traditional way of controller based APIs. So let's summarize. So we created a minimal API. Make sure that you unselect use controls option. Once the API is created, we have DAL access layer and the interface, and we try to inject this one within the program.cs. We added a connection string to the SQL Express. Within that, we have a table. In the program.cs, we added all the endpoints which are required for the CRUD operations. Then we use .http file to test all our endpoints. With this, we are done with the demo. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this minimal API tutorial helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your developers. Make sure to subscribe .NET channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on .NET and Azure videos. Thanks for watching. See you again.